Hello? Gwen and I haven't talked a lot recently, so I've been busy with school, getting ahead on a lot of projects. It's kind of an ordinary week here in Lake Woebegone, playing horse and wagon on Mulberry Street.
Jack, why so glum? It's a beautiful day outside. We live in a first world country. We have clean water. We have feather pillows. We have muffins.
What has gotten into you? You're acting weirder than usual. And where have you been? I haven't seen you for days.
Nowhere in particular. Just traveling with a very dear friend.
Oh, nice. Well, while you have been enjoying the benefits of civilization, I have succeeded in breaking my fiance's heart and ensuring that your aunt will hate me forever. Other than that, everything's peachy.
Poor Jack. Tell Uncle Algie all about it. He's good at advice.
No thanks, Uncle Algie. I don't really want to talk about it. So, what's the reason for this trip?
Well, it was celebratory, actually.
Celebrating what?
The fact that Aunt B approves of Cecily. She approves!
What?
Aunt B likes Cecily. They get along surprisingly well.
I cannot believe this. Your Gorgon aunt approves of Cecily, but not of me?
She's not that bad. Bit of an overwhelming personality, but easy enough to manipulate if you know her weak points.
Cecily?
No, my aunt.
Okay, but I don't get is how did you do it? How were you able to convince her to like Cecily? I thought your aunt didn't approve of anybody she didn't screen thoroughly first.
I'm so glad you asked. Here, I wrote a costume theater script about the whole surprise phone call over the weekend, and I've been dying to use it.
No. No, I'm not going to do this again. It's juvenile.
Then embrace your inner child. Do it.
No, what is, stop it. Okay, how come you get the fedora and I have to be the sweater vest and the stupid top? I am engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Marriage, my dear aunt.
What? Oh, not you too. What is it about the air on that campus? The number of engagements that take place seem significantly above the acceptable average that statistics have laid out for our guidance. I think some preliminary inquiry on my part before you become engaged to anyone would be a good idea.
The lovely Miss Cardew is a member of the Mayflower Society and is descended from one of the original passengers on the Mayflower.
A respectable heritage. But that was many generations ago. What of her present family?
The family has unfortunately suffered a loss of monetary prominence in recent generations through no fault of Cecily's. The family company, Cardew Ceramics, you might have heard of it, was transferred to various stockholders after her father's death. Yet the connection is there.
The Cardew Ceramics? Yes. I have heard of this. It is a pity she does not stand to benefit. But it still shows that her ancestors were people of not inconsiderable industry and intelligence. On that note, I must ask. One person has already tried to worm his way into the family with no official documentation of birth, heritage, or health. What are Miss Cardew's credentials?
Algie. Correct. There I can lay to rest any fears. Cecily's mother has carefully filed certificates of her daughter's birth, social security registration, vaccination confirmation, and the chickenpox, as well as possessing numerous historical documents proving her ancestors' prestige.
Now, this all sounds very promising, Algernon, but I have important clients waiting, so we will have to discuss this later. But before I go, I had better ask about Miss Cardew's mother. What is her family heritage? So many seemingly respectable men marry questionable women.
Cecily just sat by and listened to that? Well, as a matter of fact, Aunt, Cecily's mother is the first cousin of the talented and very well-known actor Harrison Ford. Now, I know you're busy, Aunt B, so please don't let me hold you up.
Harrison Ford? Oh, a moment, Algernon. That is familial distinction indeed. His career is one to which I have devoted a great deal of my life observing. Few girls of the present day have any really solid qualities, any of the good qualities that last like good family connections. We live, I fear, in an age of surfaces. One moment, let me assess Miss Cardew's appearance by means of social media. Oh! Algernon! She is a very promising young lady now I look at her. Cecily, there are distinct social possibilities in your profile. It is a very fine profile. Algernon!
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
I have just been telling Cecily that there are distinct social possibilities in her profile.
Oh, Cecily is the sweetest, dearest, prettiest girl in the whole world, and I couldn't care less about social possibilities.
Never speak lightly of society, Algernon. Only those who can't get into it do that. Well, I suppose I must give my approval.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cecily, you must connect with me on Twitter. You may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future. The marriage, I think, had better take place quite soon, and I expect to see your mother's cousin's name on the guest list, Algernon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta. Seriously? You actually said that and she just sat there?
More or less.
I cannot believe you said all that and Cecily just sat there. Everything you said was so shallow. All you talked about was her family heritage and her medical history. You didn't talk about her personality or how responsible, creative she is. None of the stuff that's really important. Okay, is she really related to Harrison Ford?
Yeah, she really is. And I'm not trying to make my aunt fall in love with her. I'm trying to make my aunt approve of her.
But you made it sound like the only things that you care about are the same things your aunt does. And Cecily had no problem with that.
No, she seemed to find it humorous, if anything, and that's not true. I said I loved Cecily for her personality, not for her social possibilities.
So, you have your aunt's approval to get married.
Yep.
Well, you don't have mine.
What are you talking about? You expect me to resign myself to a passionate celibacy because you don't approve of my marriage to Cecily? I don't need your approval.
You want to bet? You don't know Cecily's mother at all. If I were to tell her that I don't think Cecily should be allowed to marry you, she'd have something to say about it. I'm Cecily's best friend. Heck, I'm practically Mrs. Cardew's son, and I absolutely refuse to let you marry Cecily.
You're serious, aren't you?
Deadly.
Well, I can't pretend I understand why, but I'm afraid the time for objections is rather past.
What do you mean?
Well, you know the trip that I've been on?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's more of a honeymoon